What's up guys, this is Danny from Rethink Peer-to-Peer Lending. Welcome back to the final portfolio update of 2025. In today's video, we will once again review the performance of my personal peer-to-peer portfolio in the previous month and discuss the latest news that have recently happened in the industry. To always stay up to date with the latest news, please consider to join my Telegram group and my WhatsApp channel. Both communities have been linked in the video description. Those who follow me on these channels will already know about my active investment portfolios on Bondora Go and Grow and Moneyfit Smart Saver, which I haven't disclosed in recent months. But since both platforms have now been part of my portfolio for a longer period, I want to publish the numbers retrospectively and communicate them transparently. Aside from the initially assumed short-term use, I also didn't want to set a bad example, especially considering the criticism that I have expressed about both products in the past. The accusations regarding the lack of transparency and the black box nature of these products still stand for me, even though Bondora in particular has made significant progress in this regard. In the past, I was using Bondora Go and Grow as an active investor for more than 5 years, which in the end leaves only two consistent options on the table. Either I remove Go and Grow entirely from my historical portfolio presentation, or I also publish the current numbers as well. With regard to the transparency that I aim for and to avoid creating any blind spots, I have decided to disclose my Smart Saver and Go and Grow positions openly from now on moving forward. Since I use both platforms primarily as a short-term liquidity reserve and not as a part of my long-term peer-to-peer strategy, I plan to present these positions separately from my regular portfolio development in the future. If you have any questions left in this regard, kindly let me know in the comment section below. In November, I was able to earn 1,618 euros from my outstanding peer-to-peer portfolio, which represents the second highest income I have ever achieved with my peer-to-peer lending portfolio. A new personal best income was achieved at Afranga with 128 euros, of which around 41 euros can be attributed to the stick credit bonus campaign. The best overall performance in my peer-to-peer portfolio is coming from Nectaro with 15.75%. One reason for the above average return is my somewhat more active investment approach, which is tailored to the various bonus campaigns. In second place comes Afranga with 14.73%, closely followed by Debitum with 14.32%. In November, there were a total of 7 new transactions in my peer-to-peer portfolio. Nectaro saw a deposit of 10,000 euros, while 4,000 euros have been added to Afranga. Further details on those transactions can be found later in this video. On the withdrawal side, 5,000 euros were taken out of my Bondora Go and Grow account, as well as 500 euro each from Crowdpeer, Insol Finance, Esketit and Via Invest. My net deposit withdrawal balance therefore stood at 7,000 euro last month. The value of my outstanding peer-to-peer portfolio increased to 202,267 euro by the end of November. My long-term peer-to-peer positions accounted for 154,316 euros, while my positions focused more on short-term use and liquidity amount to 47,951 euros. Let's move on to the most important events that have recently happened in the peer-to-peer industry. As always, the focus will remain on the platforms in my portfolio. Moneyfit Smart Saver has recently introduced 2 new product updates that allow investors to access their money instantly or schedule withdrawals in advance. Especially attractive appears to be the option to withdraw up to 1,000 euro per month instantly and on a daily basis, which significantly increases investors' liquidity. For amounts above the 1,000 euro limit, a processing time of up to 10 business days still applies. If these mechanisms prove to be reliable and work smoothly, I can certainly imagine that the instant withdrawal limit could be further increased in the future. On Mintos, the platform has recently expanded its existing bond offerings by launching the automated high-yield bond portfolios. The idea is fairly simple. Instead of selecting individual bonds, Mintos creates a self-selected portfolio with at least 20 different bonds from various sectors. This provides investors with broader diversification, more predictable and regular income, and a daily payout function, although liquidity depends on market conditions. Personally, the high-yield bond portfolio strongly remind me of the introduction of Mintos Invest and Access in 2019, which aimed to create an alternative to Bondora Go and Grow. At least the three underlying goals are almost identical, which are increasing the platform's revenue, including less popular offerings that otherwise wouldn't be invested in, and providing seemingly high liquidity for investors. For a specific pool of investors, this offering can certainly work, although Mintos history has shown that it usually pays off to rely more on your own research and prioritize quality over quantity. Most investors in my Telegram channel seem to think along the same lines, as about 2/3 indicated the new bond portfolios are not interesting enough, while only around 5% would be willing to invest immediately. With a portfolio of more than 17 million euros and more than 10,000 registered investors, Nectaro can look back on its 2-year anniversary with pride and satisfaction. As an incentive for additional investments, investors have currently the opportunity to earn up to 3% cashback via the latest bonus campaign. After waiting several months for a new campaign of this type, I deposited 10,000 euro on Nectaro last month. My focus remains on the Romanian loans, which I was mainly able to collect through manual investments. This should earn me a bonus of over 250 euros coming next year before I reduce the portfolio again by a few thousand euros. The campaign continues to run until December 22nd, so both existing and new investors still have an opportunity to participate in this campaign. Another cashback campaign that I took advantage of was on Afranga last month. As part of a Black Friday promotion, there was a 2-week window to invest in loans from the Bulgarian lender Stick Credit and secure a 1% cashback, which resulted in nearly 41 euros in bonus payments for me. Now, to get this clear, I believe cashback campaigns are only worthwhile if you are already planning to expand your investment with a particular lender anyway. Since the credit scores a strong 77 points in my personal scoring model for financial stability, making it the best lender on Afranga, the bonus campaign was a great opportunity to grow my portfolio on the platform into the 5-figure range. On Debitum, it was recently announced that Ukrainian lender Motor Finance has had its license revoked by the National Bank of Ukraine. The reason was a regulatory review related to alleged Russian connections of a member from the management team. Due to the revoked license, new loans can't be issued at this time. Operational activities are expected to continue though, including the management of the existing loan portfolio and the ongoing debt collection. Looking at the repayment status, investors will need to remain patient. According to my latest information, a potential buyer is reportedly still involved. The main challenges include depreciation of the local currency, which is eroding profits, martial law limiting options, and the legal coordination being described to me as a nightmare. Last but not least, let's talk about Esketit as well. Following the relocation from Ireland to Croatia and the resulting liquidity issues for investors, Esketit has now responded and announced its first measure to resolve the situation. Accordingly, a phased initiative is currently being prepared to introduce controlled liquidity and allow for a gradual reduction of the Esketit Ireland portfolio. According to this plan, Esketit intends to repay or buy back up to 30% of the outstanding claims from the Esketit Ireland portfolios by March 2026. Personally, this looks like a good and long overdue step by Esketit, although this response seems largely motivated by damage control, especially when looking more closely at the financed loan volumes over the past few months. And with this, we wrap up the final portfolio update of 2025. Thanks a lot for all my loyal viewers for the ongoing interest and support throughout this year. I hope you guys have some enjoyable and peaceful Christmas holidays ahead of you, and we see each other back on the channel in 2026. So long, bye for now.